Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and today we have a fun one. It is a Naya tokens prowess spell magecraft-ish style deck. But basically I wanted to play a deck. I saw Howling Minds fellow streamer play something like this, so I wanted to take a crack at it. I'm playing both Atarka's Command and Dramoka's Command, which are two spells that came in the most recent historic anthologies. So Dramoka's Command prevents all damage that instant or sorcery would deal this turn, so like lightning strike, basically anything except stomp that deals damage. Target player sacrifices an enchantment, put a 1/1 counter on target creature, or target creature you control fights another creature you don't. Atarka's Command prevents life gain, lightning bolt to the face, ramps you a land from hand, or gives all your creatures +1/1. And what we're trying to do is, with Young Pyromancer, make a pretty wide board of tokens. We have a Danto Vanguard, Soulscarred Mage that gets bigger with our spells. Lovestruck Beast is also a way to cast a spell, but then also get a creature. We have Lightning Helix, we have Abundant Harvest, and then we have Showdown of the Skulls to refill our hand. In Howling Minds' version, he was playing Leonin Lightscribe as well as the Lumimancer. I've never been fond of Lumimancer. The other one, the Leonin Lightscribe, it's an interesting card. It requires you to have more of a board, so it does allow you to have more explosive kills, but I think on average, especially with so much control going around, a Danto Vanguard on average will likely survive more than anything. Like, this card can carry against control, whereas this just gets killed by sweepers or lightning strike, anything of the nature. The sideboard is, we've got some Magma Sprays, Abrades, Fry as removal. Fry also is good for the control decks. Cinder Vines as kind of spell-based decks, they can take damage. We have Relic of Progenitus, which is a new card from Horizons 5. Exiles a card each turn out of a player's graveyard. They have to choose, or you can pay 1, exiles all cards from all graveyards, and you draw a card. We don't play with our graveyard, so it doesn't really matter. Also have some copies of Klothys, a Declaration Stone as catch-all removal, Chandra for card advantage, and then some Shifty Boys versus like the blue-white control decks. So let's see how it goes. We are testing decks in Mythic today. We've played a variety of decks, as you can see here. Actually, I never named this deck. Naya. Alright. Naya. Some of them have worked well, some of them not so hot. But that's the fun thing about this time of the arena year. You have a new set, you get to try out stuff, see how it goes, what works, what doesn't. And it's fun. As always, if you do enjoy the content, if you can, drop a like, comment, and if you can, subscribe. Otherwise, hope you enjoy. Opponent's on Luris. Keep this hand. This is actually a pretty cool turn. They might be on Horus if they're mulliganing this aggressively. So I can Soulscar Mage, and then I can Atarka's Command. Ooh. Oh, they're Arcanist? So I think what we do is do this, deal 3 damage, put a land into play. I think we're gonna go non-land here. If it wasn't a discard deck, I would guarantee the line drop, so I can just... Alright. Opponents had enough fun. Okay, so this is definitely a Relic and Clothis matchup. The sprays and abrades are also nice here. So is Cinder Vines. Okay, so we're going to kind of retool how we're playing this. The Lovestruck Beast is largely unnecessary here. We can cut down on a Showdown. Adonto Vanguard's actually pretty bad against... Like, they're likely going to be... Do I want that instead of Pyromancer? Nah, probably not. Trim one of these. I might want Showdown over Chandra. It guarantees the cards where Chandra can just be attacked down or killed. I think we just trim on each of our commands. Play it like this. Win through Clothis. Seems pretty straightforward. Well, we have the best card in the matchup, and we also have Spray for turn 1 Stitcher. Well, that's a pretty good card to draw. I think here... Just shocking. Just kill this in case they have something like Village Rites. Could have done this to guarantee that we exile the Stitcher, but I think it's fine. Kroxa. I think we... Get rid of this, because I'm gonna want... Okay, so my decision here is I can get Clothis going now. I can play around and exile everything in their graveyard. And then do it the following turn, which I think I might like that line a bit better. Does this need to tap? Let's do this now. So even if they like Stitcher attack in here. I think we're okay taking the one here, see what they play out. Let's get this Village Rites. Now we're doing this. All right, let's ride this Clothis. This this is nice too. Could put a counter on it. Fight the Lurrus. Ooh, showdown. Yes, please. Play out Cindervines next turn. So play this out. I kind of want to keep this open to fight. But there's a chance that they have a removal spell. I can't remember what this was cast off of. Whatever. Let's do this. We lose the Abundant Harvest, but Dramokas will be good next turn. Brought in Magma Spray versus us. Every spell they cast costs 2. Kind of annoying with Village Rites, if they have it. They don't have the rights. Eight, 11. Doesn't quite do it. Let's get rid of the claim. Let's put this on Clothis. So +1/1 target creature you control fights. So you target a creature you control, target a creature you don't control. Got him! There's a lot of triggers in this deck. Okay, that felt pretty sweet. I was happy with how that turned out. We'll run this one more game, see how it goes. Been at this quite a bit today, so hope everyone is doing well, keeping safe out there. Playing against Paolo. This hand is pretty garbage. This hand is pretty great. Put away atarkas. So depending what the matchup looks like, this might be... Oh, I should have played the other land. This could be mono red. Goblinos. Haven't seen goblins in a hot minute. So we put Atarka's command to the bottom and then proceeded to draw 2 more Atarka's commands. It's an easy kill on spot. Oh, that's actually interesting. Following turn. Don't want to lose Pyromancer here. Next turn with Atarka's command, we could potentially get them. Hope no land into Muxus. Land into Wily's fine. Okay, that's fine as well. So good, I'll do it again, opponent. Opponent thinks he's the token deck. Alright, so anything short of Muxus off the top and this should be ours. Got him! So this matchup, Declaration, Sprays, Braids. Love Struck's a wall, so it's pretty good. I'm actually just going to get rid of the Odontos. They don't do very well in this particular matchup. Need one more cut. Probably Abundant Harvest, if I would have to venture. Run it like this. Klothys might be a consideration if we get into board stalls, but I feel like this matchup, one person snowballs heavier than the other. I also want to see with this deck if Lovestruck or Bonecrusher Giant's better. I think Bonecrusher might be a better fit in the deck. Okay, well, this is the hands we like to keep. Soulscar. Turn 2 Pyromancer. Let's see if the opponent's more cautious this go around. Okay, so that's definitely something we kill on the spot. So put a 1/1 counter, target creature you control. So this. Making this so Pyromancer can block some of these small tokens. Next turn I can do this again. I think we block for 2 damage. Just keep my life total reasonable. That's actually sweet. So put a counter, fight. So probably, so do this. Then just kind of out token value them. Ooh, that's a nice one. Yeah. 3 to the face, plus a whole bunch of damage. Opponents had enough. This deck was actually really cool. I don't know if I want Bone Crusher necessarily. But, like, the clock was really nice with this. I think we want Bone Crusher. Although, Love Struck is a play on 1. And the one thing I found with this deck, like, Pyromancer's not a sufficient enough attacker. Maybe instead of Love Struck, we go with, like, Shock. Could be an option. Some number of shocks in place. Might like that. Just go, like, burn tempo style. But I feel like Bone Crusher is just naturally better in that spot. We have the 8/1 drops. And then Bone Crusher is always a good beater on the backside. But yeah, this is something to keep in mind. I'm going to play around with this a bit more. But it's definitely something to consider. One other card that potentially might be decent is Adonto the First Fort. Or Legion's Landing, Adonto the First Fort. Playing some number of these. Like a 2-2 split with Bone Crusher maybe. We're able to get a lot of tokens on the board, and this helps us flip later in the game, so it's a nice kind of mana sink. The way our mana base is, we can't really afford to play... like, we have fairly narrow mana cost requirements, so playing something like Castle Ardenvale isn't that, like, super easy, because we don't have a Triome in these colors. But yeah, there's definitely something to explore at this show. Thanks Howling Mind for pointing me in the direction, and we'll definitely work on it. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you have a great one, and stay safe out there.